Hello my house, thank you for joining me today in this pickacard video. I'm Athina and I'm happy that you are here with me. Today we are going to look at what you need to know or what you need to hear right now. And for that I made 3 piles with 3 different decks. And since this is my first video, I thought I would show you the full card from every deck. Since this is a new beginning for me and perhaps for you too, I would like for you to close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in again through your nose and out through your mouth. For a last time, breathe in with me through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. This will calm your mind and mine as well, so that we can start this video. So, if it's your first time on a pick card video, you can choose one of the decks, what image pleases you the most, or you can choose through the crystals I have here. For pile 1, I have this honey calcite. For group 2, I have this amazonite. And for group 3, I have this lapis lazuli. If you can't decide through the crystals or the deck, you can also choose in the description box. See if in the timestamps, if there is your favorite number or a lucky number or a number you're seeing often. This can indicate for you for a pile. And if you are clairaudient, maybe listen to my voice that I am going to represent again the piles, and maybe a pile will strike you through my voice. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. You can pause the video if it was too fast for you and choose in your own time. And for everyone else, I see you at your piles. Hello pile 1, you chose the Gentle Heart Tarot, the honey calcite, and pile 1. So, let's start. What does pile 1 need to hear right now? What does they need to know? What does pile 1 need to hear right now? What do they need to know? What does pile 1 need to hear right now? What do they need to know? Please, Spirit, what does pile 1 need to hear right now? What does they need to know? What does pile 1 need to hear right now? What does pile 1 need to know? What does pile 1 need to hear right now? What do they need to know? What does pile 1 need to hear right now? What does pile 1 need to hear? One more card. What does pile 1 need to hear right now? What does pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? What does Pile 1 need to know? 2 more cards. If you hear my chair, it's me just standing up so that I can see. So that you can see all the cards. And me sitting down again. So Pile 1, you have an interesting beginning of this reading. You start with the Tower. So if you know a bit about tarot, some people think that the Tower is something really bad because you see the tower breaking down and someone falling off the tower. But for me, I think the Tower is something beautiful. And it's something good since it means that something needs to change. Something you've built up right now doesn't fulfill you emotionally again, since we have here the Ace of Cups right beside. This thing you've built up, the foundations weren't really good, and so it is time for it to clear up, to break down, so something new can start. And this something new will be more emotionally fulfilled, since we have here the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is the element of water. And water has always something to do with your emotions. And the Ace, since it's the beginning of the suit, means that something new will begin. So after breaking something down, something that doesn't serve you anymore, you will have this new beginning, a new emotional beginning. And maybe your intuition will also be highlighted at this time, since we have here an eye, and it reminds me of the third eye chakra that has to do something with your intuition. But maybe after this start you will have a little pause, since you have, maybe you need to think about this thing, about this new beginning, and you will stay in this Hanged Man position. This Hanged Man position, for me, it's something you need to change your perspective. Maybe after this tower broke down, you think that everything is over, but it is not. Something new will begin, and so you need to change your perspective into something brighter, optimistic. You may be on your defensive mode for a time, since we have here the Seven of Crystals. This is also the Seven of Wands. And Wands is all about the fire element, taking action, having this passion, and maybe your new passion or your new beginning will not look good for others, and they may try to attack you, and you're trying to be in this defensive mode and trying to protect what is important for you. And this important thing is your new beginning, your new emotional beginning, and also your new creative idea, your new passion. Since we see here, the girl is standing with her back to the Ace of Crystals, to the Ace of Wands. So she's trying to protect her new inspiration, her new passion. If I go silent, I'm looking at the cards to see if I get another message for you. Well, I don't think so. So let's see with the Oracle deck if we can get something new. What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear? What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear? What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? What does Pile 1 need to know? The cards, the Oracle cards are in German, but don't worry, I will translate it for you so that you know what we have here. So, with the first card, Beziehungsdynamik, it's translated, it's the dynamic of a relationship. So something will change about a relationship you have with someone. It may be a friendship, a love relationship. It could also be work relationship or a family relationship. Something in your relationship will change the dynamics. And this will lead you Zeit für den nächsten Schritt. It's time for your next step. If you are thinking about doing something right now, if you have an idea, an inspiration, something you want to do, I think it is time for you to take the next step and maybe not stay too long in this hanged man position. And with ändere deine Gedanken, try to change your thoughts. If you're heavily pessimistic, you may attract the bad outcome you may imagine. If you change your thoughts and your thought process to something more positive, to an outcome you want to have, I am surely you will attract this as well. Let's see if we can get more informations with this other deck. What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? Please, Spirit, what does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? Please, Spirit, what does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? Give me this one more card. What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? What does Pile 1 need to know? What does Pile 1 need to hear right now? I think that's it for this deck. So this deck is also in German, but don't worry, I'll translate it for you. Halt an deiner Vision fest, fester Mond. The problem translating now, my brain is buffering. Hold on to your vision. You have a vision. I think also this correlates to your idea or your new beginning. And you need to stick to it. don't let it go. Stay true to your vision and go for it. Don't try to change it, because your vision is exactly what is right for you right now. And with the second card, meditiere und denke nach, Neumond in den Fischen, New Moon in Pisces, meditate and think. I think that through meditation you will get your answer, or your idea, or also what next step you need to take. Meditation also calms down the mind, and with that you can also change your thought process and your thoughts to something more positive. Even if you're not good at meditation, me too. I have troubles meditating. My thoughts run wild, but I don't beat myself up because of that. I just try to meditate as best as possible. And sometimes there are epiphanies in that. Don't worry, just stick to your vision. Take your next step and try to be as positive as possible. So with your last deck, you can ask a question, and this deck will answer your question for you. Be advised that this is a general reading, so maybe your question will not be answered today, but at another time. You know your answers if you meditate. So, please Spirit, can you answer the questions that pile 1 has for them? Can you answer the questions pile 1 has? Could you please answer the questions pile 1 has? Please Spirit, angels, could you please answer the question pile 1 has? Could you answer the question pile 1 has? What is the answer to their question? What does pile 1 need to know? And what does they need to hear right now? What does they need to know? And what does they need to hear about their question? What does they need to know? What does they need to hear about their question? What answer can you give pile 1 for their question? What does they need to know? What does they need to hear? What does pile 1 need to know? What does they need to hear about their question? What does pile 1 need to know? What does pile 1 need to hear? What does pile 1 need to know? Thank you. So, you got 3 cards to answer your question. 1, it's up to you. It's up to you how this will turn out. If you believe that it's going to turn out in your favor, then it will come in your favor. And if you asked a no and yes question, your answer is a yes. Thank you for being here with me, pile 1. I see you in the next one. Bye! Hello, pile 2. You chose the Amazonite and the traditional Manga tarot. Something I forgot to mention at the beginning in the intro, and also I forgot to mention in pile 1, my bad, is that every deck I'm using will be linked down below in the description box. And there is a deck that I can't link because it is not produced anymore. I'm sorry for that. So, now that this is out the way, let's see. What does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear right now? What does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear right now? What does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear right now? What does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear right now? Pile 2 need to know. What does pile 2 need to hear right now? Ooh. What does pile 2 need to hear? What does pile 2 need to know right now? Please, Spirit, what does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear right now? Sorry for calling you pile 1. What does pile 2 need to know right now? What does pile 2 need to hear right now? Thank you. When I am silent, I'm trying to formulate a phrase based on the energy I'm getting. And I need to, I'm sorry, it came out in reverse, but I get the message better when it is upright. But I will have in mind that the 9 of Cups is in reverse. So page 1, the Page of Wands, 10 of Wands. I have to say, you have all the suits, Wands, Cups, Swords and Pentacles. More Wands, so a bit more of fire energy, more inspiration, more taking action. But I see you are maybe a bit impulsive and really want to take action on something, but you're burdening yourself. You have too much work, or you have too many ideas and you don't know which one to go, or in this place you are right now, you're just having too much things to do, and your inspiration is a bit on the backside, since she is carrying this 10 Wands and has the back to the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is looking at her, carrying everything. And this is not what you wished for, since the 9 of Cups is the wish fulfilling, the emotional fulfilling card in the suit, and it was in reverse. So something here is making you unhappy. It's not what you wanted, and you are taking too much work. Something is just too much. There, with the 7 of Swords, something is tricky. Either you or a person you're involved with is not showing their true colors, or better, they are a bit foxy. I remember there is a deck, I don't know which one it is, there is a sly fox on the 7 of Swords, and they use trickery and everything they have in their mind to try to trick you to win. Like if you can see in the 7 of Swords card, this person is smirking, like, ha ha, I've got you, and now you have nothing left. Maybe you know who this person is, or who is tricking you into something you don't want. And you're trying to protect yourself and your money, perhaps. Perhaps someone is trying to trick you on your money because you're working a lot to gain the money you wish, but it is not fulfilling you emotionally, and you're trying to protect everything you have right now. I will now go to my oracle decks to see if I can get more messages. What does pile 2 need to know right now? What does pile 2 need to know right now? What does pile 2 need to hear? What does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear? What does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear right now? What does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear? Any advice for pile 2? For their situation, what does they need to know? What does they need to hear? What does pile 2 need to know? Please, Spirit, what does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear? I should start with this one. Hold on. The deck is going to come back. I need to start with this one here first. What does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear right now? What does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear? What does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear? See, what does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to hear right now? Okay. You've got more cards than pile 1, but don't say this to them. Ah, now I see. Okay. So this deck is in German, but don't worry, I will translate it for you. Let me stand up just to see that you can see the cards good. So, the first card, in Würde altern, it means that you should, how can I say this? English is not my first language. In fact, it is my 4th or 5th language. A bit complicated. In Würde altern means that you should age with pride, not with pride, just I'm sorry, I need to Google that. I have my iPad here with me, so I'm just right now Googling what. Yeah, I found it. Age with dignity. You should be proud of yourself, even if you have white hair or you're seeing that you are having, what was that? If you're seeing that you're there it is, gone, my English. And we aren't in Mercury retrograde right now. It passed yesterday. Yeah, if you're seeing the age on your face, don't worry. This just shows you that you are wise. You may not even be that old, but you have a lot of wisdom and knowing about life, and you feel a different age maybe than you have. But this is something good. You should take pride in your age, whatever this is, if you're old or if you're young. You have a lot of wisdom you've gained, a lot of experience, and this can help you out. So for someone that I said it is something that has to do with work here. Berufliche Selbstständigkeit, this is the second card here. This is a card that wants to indicate that maybe the work you're doing that I said that is not fulfilling you emotionally right now, and you're trying to protect something, it is not serving you. It may be that you have an idea on working on for your own, being your own boss. And this card is here to give you that confirmation that maybe working for yourself, being your own boss, is something that will give you this emotional happiness you currently don't have. The third card is sei ehrlich mit dir selbst. Are you being honest with yourself? Are you trying to trick you by lying about something? It is time to face the truth. Don't lie to yourself. It won't do you any good at all. For some, this has also to do with you worrying about sorry, I'm searching for the word. It slipped my mind. Something to do with your retirement. Are you perhaps worrying about your retirement? Or you may be retired. This can also be. We have here all ages represented. So maybe try to work on things that you can work on till your retirement. Something that makes you happy, something that makes you safe, that lets you know I have enough when I'm retired. But don't lie to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Sometimes the truth hurts, but the truth is something we need to know to grow. Let me take a sip of water. Let's get back to this deck. What does pile 2 need to know right now? See? I took the wrong deck first. What does pile 2 need to know right now? What does pile 2 need to hear? What does pile 2 need to know right now? What does pile 2 need to hear? What does pile 2 need to know right now? What does pile 2 need to hear? Pile 2, you're getting more cards than pile 1. Let this be a secret between us, okay? So, this deck is also in German, but don't worry, I will translate it to the best I can if my brain starts functioning again. New moon in Gemini, and we are currently in Gemini season. And if you're watching this at another time, don't worry, this reading is timeless. Kommunikation als Schlüssel. Communication is key. If you're communicating with yourself or with someone other, try to be as honest as possible. Don't try to trick somebody or trick yourself into something that you don't want or that isn't good. And with this full moon in Gemini, die richtigen Antworten kommen. The right answers will come. Don't worry about them. If you communicate yourself honestly and with truth about something that is worrying you, the answers will come with time. Nimm dir Zeit zum Ausatmen, abnehmender Dreiviertelmond. Take time to breathe. What is this? Waxing gibbous, I think, would be the word in English. It is time to breathe. Take a breather with me. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Don't worry, everything is falling into the right place. Just take a bit of time out and think. Honestly, be honest with yourself, please. And the answers that you want, they will come. But you need to first take a breather. Meaning, don't overwork yourself. If you can, take time for yourself. And at the back of the deck, abnehmende, Sichel, Zeit der Heilung. It is time to do some healing. That is why you should take time out. This is an important time for you. Take a breather. Don't overwork yourself and be honest with yourself or this other person. Don't be tricky. So, with this deck, you can ask a question, and this deck will try to answer your question. Be advised that this is a general reading and so many people are watching. It may be that your question will not be answered with this cards, but another time it may come. So, can you answer the question of pie number 2? What do they need to know about their question they have right now? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? What does pile 2 need to know about their question? Spirit angels, please answer their question. What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? What does pile 2 need to know? What does they need to hear? Can you answer their question for them? But you've got in this deck 1 card less. Yeah. You need to take time out. Recovery. Take your time out. Recover yourself from this burden. And remain positive that good things will come. Take your breather. Stay positive that everything is going to work out fine. Okay? Thank you, pile 2. I see you in the next one. Hi, pile 3. You chose the lapis lazuli and the mystical Manga tarot. Something I forgot to mention in the intro and also in pile 1. is that every deck I am using will be linked down below. There is a deck that I can't link down because it isn't produced anymore. So, let's start. What does pile 3 need to know? What does pile 3 need to hear right now? Please, Spirit, what does pile 3 need to know? What does pile 3 need to hear right now? What does pile 3 need to know? What does pile 3 need to hear? What does pile 3 need to know? What does pile 3 need to hear right now? What does pile 3 need to know? What does pile 3 need to hear right now? What does pile 3 need to know? Whoa, that went flying. So, let me stand up to see if you can see the cards well. So I normally don't read in reverse since I mostly read the energy, and when it's in reverse I oftentimes don't get the message. That's why I'm turning it up, right? But don't worry, I will keep in mind that it was reversed. And you've got the 3 of Cups in reverse. The 3 of Cups normally is a card about friendship, celebrating, and being reversed. It could indicate that you are not celebrating enough with your friends or taking time with your friends. There may be something that you can't celebrate right now because of worldly situations. I don't know. But since maybe you're not seeing your friends often, you can do some other work. You've got the 9 of Pentacles. So something you've worked on at the time. Sorry, I need to sneeze. Or not. It is springtime, so I have allergies, so sometimes I may sneeze or cough. But I'm fine. I'm good. I just need to take a sip of water. So, at the time you may not have seen your friends. You may have worked on a project, and this project is now showing fruition. See how happy this person is standing here right now with all her fruits grown. Everything is shining and happy. Maybe you needed the time out. Or maybe it is also something to say you need to celebrate your accomplishment right now. So if there is something that you've worked on and is showing fruition and you didn't celebrate this, let me celebrate for you. You've done well. Congratulations. This may open a new door for something new for you to decide. The 2 of Wands for me is a card that you can decide on something because you have the word in your hands right now. You have this door open for you, and now you can decide what you want to do. And with the 3 of Wands right next to it, you are going to expand a lot. Maybe you're going to expand something from your country out to the world, like overseas. This is also a card of overseas, and we have here the word, so this may be a message for someone. But yeah, you're going to expand in something after you decided what to do, now that you have the word in your hands. And with this 2 of Pentacles, there may be something you need to balance out. You may be taking on too much of something and not paying attention to something else. So you need to try to bring this in balance to be everything at the same height. And with that being said, let's go to the oracle cards to see if I get any other messages that may help. What does pile 3, sorry for calling you pile 2. What does pile 3 need to know right now? What does pile 3 need to hear? Please, Spirit, what does pile 3 need to know right now? What does pile 3 need to hear? What does pile 3 need to know right now? What does pile 3 need to hear right now? What does pile 3 need to know right now? What does pile 3 need to hear? What does pile 3 need to know? What does pile 3 need to hear? This one's to come out. So let's see. Now I see. So let me see if you see the cards. Yes. This deck is in German. Don't worry, I will translate it to the best I can. So, I didn't mention it, but I felt like with the 3 of Cups that was in reverse that you couldn't celebrate something because you're sad. I didn't mention it because I wasn't sure. But I've got Trauerarbeit. I wanted to say this word with an English accent. So, Trauerarbeit. This means that you need to work on something you're sad about. Maybe you're grieving right now about a loss of someone. And this is why you can celebrate your work that is now showing fruition. This may not apply to everyone, but to someone it will surely apply. And I'm really sorry for your loss. And just grieve, let it everything out. I know how it is if you try to bottle up your emotions. It doesn't do you any good. You're just going to get sick and ill. So take your time to grieve, but don't forget to celebrate also for your accomplishments. It may feel wrong that you're celebrating something after this loss, but I'm sure that this person wants you to be happy and celebrate with you. Just take your time. For someone, there may be some changes in your body, körperliche Veränderungen. It can be that some food you eat may not do you as good as it once did? I certainly am seeing that some food I can't eat right now. My body doesn't accept it. And your body always changes. Even if you're an adult, your body is constantly changing. And you need to listen to your body. It may indicate that something, that they need something, and you should give it to it. If it's a food, a specific food that it's craving, give it to your body because it is needing something out of this food. And because at the back of the deck we have in würde altern, age with dignity, your body may change by you getting gray hair, or just your skin is not how it used to be. Don't worry about that. It's just a beautiful sign. It shows you that you experience a lot in your life. You had good memories, you have a lot of wisdom and experience, and if you are young or old, everything on your body shows who you are and what you have and what wisdom you have as well. And fortgehen, the third card, going away. There may be something in your life that you need to go away. It could be, like I mentioned, something about food. There may be a food that isn't doing you any good, so you need to let it go and go away and don't take this food anymore. It may be also a situation that isn't doing you any good and you should walk away. Or something in your life may be going away right now. Let's see if I get more messages with this deck. What does Pie 3 need to know? What does Pie 3 need to hear? What does Pie 3 need to know? What does Pie 3 need to hear? What does Pie 3 need to know? What does Pie 3 need to hear? I think. What does Pie 3 need to know? What does Pie 3 need to hear? What does Pie 3 need to know? What does Pie 3 need to hear? Yeah, it's everything. So this deck is also in German, but don't worry, I will translate it. The first card. Nichts ist in Stein gemeißelt. Beweglicher Mond. Well, I would say that this is a moving moon, but I don't know the correct translation of this card. Nichts ist in Stein gemeißelt. Nothing is set in stone. So, meaning that something you're working on, or something you have in mind, nothing is set in stone yet. Meaning, if there is an outcome you don't want, you still can change it to the outcome you want to have. Just remember that nothing is set in stone. If you change something, you will get another outcome. If you stay, you may get the outcome you have, but you can still change it to something you want. And we have full moon in Libra. Beide Seiten gewinnen. Both sides win. Well, maybe you are thinking about something a situation or something that both sides should have a win-win situation. And this is just a card confirming that both sides are going to have what they want. Well, this was a quick message. So, with this deck, you can ask a question and this deck will answer it for you. Be advised that a lot of people are watching this video or will watch this video, so your question may not be answered in this video, but maybe at another time. So, please, can you answer Pile 3's question? What do they need to know about this question? What do they need to hear? Please, Spirit, Angels, what does Pile 3 need to know? What does Pile 3 need to hear right now? What answer can you give them to them? What does Pile 3 need to know? What does Pile 3 need to hear? Would you please answer the question of Pile 3, Spirit, Angels? What does Pile 3 need to know? What does Pile 3 need to hear? Can you answer the question about Pile number 3? What does Pile 3 need to know? What does Pile 3 need to hear right now? Well, I think that's it for this pile. You've just got one card. A powerful card. Yes, with exclamation mark. Whatever you ask for, it is a yes. A strong yes. Go for it. Let me sip again. Just a small thing that I've noticed. This woman is holding the sun and the moon on both hands at the same height. And here we have someone also holding 2 pentacles in this case, but they are not in balance. So maybe you need to try to bring this in balance at the same height, and then yes. This may just have been for someone. So thank you, Pile 3. See you at another time.